Oh man. Alright. So I just saw a crazy video and it kinda got me thinking, man. So how do I talk about this? There was a time, once upon a time in my life, at a young age, under the age of 10, where most families, the husband and wife stayed married, they raised their kids, had careers and stuff like that, but I guess we all are just like, divorce is a, part of our society and this, that, and the third, and it's not a big deal really anymore, but for me, developing it was a big deal. I remember the police getting called to our house when I guess my mom and dad got into a fight. Apparently, Kate had a knife and was just waving it around because she was just talking very animated, was her version of the events that she told law enforcement. Back then, there was no body cams. There wasn't thousands of people online ready to talk about social injustice. Back then, social injustice was the norm, and it was perpetuated by the middle class. You see, the middle class figured out that they could make legal documents to protect themselves from poverty, one of which being a legal contract known as a marriage. Another thing that they do is go to university where they get a degree. So they're adding a paper trail, right? They get their fishing license, they keep their passport, they have an up-to-date social security card, they have their driver's license, whatever ID, and like these middle class people were groomed by their parents, who were groomed by their parents, that if we have any money in the family, we're keeping it in the family, and we're not going to affiliate with anyone who doesn't meet our family standards, whatever. Well, my dad was the one with money. And when my dad married my mom, the first significant inheritance that he got from one of his uncles, he literally used it to pay off my mom's entire student debt. And every other week, we were able to go stay with my dad. During the divorce process, my dad had so little money every month because so much was being taken by poor Kate's need for child support. Well, guess what? Kate's version of child support was to hire another babysitter. I grew up with Nicole. Later there was Gloria. There have been so many, Katie Hecker. There have been, well, now she's got a new last name. Anyway, it's just all these different women that my mom would sit down and say, hey, look, I'm married into money. I hit the jackpot. Phil is a whale, and I'm lit. So I'll pay you $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year if you just take my kids to and from school. And anytime that I'm doing politics, you just, take care of them and stuff. And, I'm going to be running around doing a lot of politics, so I'm going to need you to be with the kids full time. I could not possibly keep track once the divorce process was going on. I can't even remember how many pairs of designer high heels my mom got. I remember going to Ann Taylor, Loft, all these other places with her. And then she would literally take us to Payless. Payless for our shoes. My dad, however, even though he paid 80% of his income every month to my mom, he always bought us new shoes. always bought us Nikes. Oh, you guys want Air Max? I worked hard for this money. I'm going to get you Air Max. You want a pair of Kobe's? I'm going to get you them Kobe's. And my dad did. But my dad didn't ever spoil me. My dad required that if I'm going to get something in life, I better use it. Every pair of running shoes my dad ever gave me, I used them. Where were you guys at? Because on Sunday mornings, I was at Marker Miller Orchard running 10 miles up a mountain. Where were you at when I was shooting in the gym? And my dad was staying at his grandparents' house, or my grandparents' house, his parents' house. And the only two things I ever remember him having there to eat was oatmeal and orange juice concentrate. My dad didn't know how to cook. My mom didn't know how to raise kids because she didn't even try. She just cut the check. Well, guess what, Kate? All that money just caught up with you.